Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, April the 13th market update. On the economic front, the international trade number came in at minus 39.7 billion, in line with the minus 39 billion forecast. On deck for tomorrow is the monthly retail sales number. Forecast is for 1.2%. We also will have the monthly consumer price index. Forecast is for 0.1%, and then we'll have the weekly EI petroleum status report. On earnings, Railroad CSX beat earnings expectation, coming in at 78 cents earnings per share versus the 70-cent estimate. 22% increase in year-over-year earnings per share, and beat on revenue at 2.5 billion. Also, Intel reported. INTC also beat, coming in at 43 cents earnings per share versus the 38 cents earnings per share estimate, and it beat on revenue at 10.3 billion. The dollar was mostly flat. Gold and oil were down. Silver and copper were up. So we'll take a look at the UUP, and we're right here. We've bounced typically when we get to zero. We'll see if we do this time or if we break down lower. We've had mostly buying here, and then we had a little selling here, but we gap down here, and we're holding right down here in this area. So let's look at the light sweet crude futures. We're down another 29 cents today to settle at $84.05 a barrel. So we're looking here at the point and figure chart for the West Texas Intermediate crude. We have a bullish price objective for crude of $104 a barrel, and we are holding this 83 level that I've been talking about. Of course, we reversed down. We got up high as 87 plus, and then we're still holding. We're closed right here. So still watching this $83 level for support. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed up 13 points to 11,019, and SP closed up 1 point to 1,197, and the Nasdaq closed up 8 points to 2465, and the Russell closed up 2 points to 707. The Nasdaq had the largest percent gain, up 0.33%, and the S&P was the weakest, but was still up 0.07%. So as you can tell, we came off our lows, closed above the 11,000 mark. Still we bounced off this trend line again, which kind of the same across the charts. We had pulled back, and the dip was bought again. Look at the S&P, still in here. We've been talking about it, still in the channel, so we're still looking fine. We've got some indecision up here. We got people wanting to sell, we got people wanting to buy. So so still positive dips are being bought. We'll just play it day by day. And Intel might actually help give us, it and CSX may help give us a little boost and push us a little bit higher tomorrow. We'll see. The volume was pretty light again today across the indices. Let's take a look at the financials, XLF. So financials looked, about the same, just kind of sitting here, not doing much of anything. Take a look at gold. Gold held up. It's got some support here around the 112.50 area or so. So gold's still holding up pretty well. It has had a pretty good run here. Silver holding up as well. Came off of its lows and holding there. It's looking pretty good. Copper, again, holding up, holding this 48.25 area. So it's holding it pretty well. Let's take a look at the VIX. VIX actually got a pop of almost 4% today and closed right here. So a little bit of volatility. Let's take a look at the McClellan index. Whoops. Typing would be good. All right, so we're still right here. We have been going pretty much nowhere. We've just been bouncing around here. So we're still here basically in the neutral area. Up here around the 40, 50, about 50 to 80s overbought. Down here would be the market is oversold. Down here minus 40, minus 80 area, and we keep staying here in the pretty neutral area. Let's look at the sectors. So 10 of the 16 sectors of all have finished in the green today. The internet index was the leader, up 2.36%, and that Google was up quite a bit today, and that was the main cause of the big jump there in the internet index. And the bank index was the weakest, down 1.11%. Let's go to Chart Watch. I have a few new ones, and I have a few that we've already been looking at. Nice breakout on Infosys today. Big volume behind the earnings, breaking out, so you might want to keep an eye on that one. Home Depot had a big breakout today. Lowe's had a big breakout today. CTSH, big breakout today. Big volume. You like to see that. Typically, even if it pulls back a little bit, it's usually going to go and make higher, go for higher prices. Market willing. Oshkosh, big breakout today. Is looking good. This little Semtech SMTC, I like this. Should be good for a dollar to the upside, $1.50, something like that. So it's got some good volume. Crocs, nice breakout here on Crocs. Big gap up, lots of volume behind it. Jenison, Wyoming, railroad player, big breakout, and it definitely should have some more to go. Probably should about from 34 to 29, so you should have about a $5 move up here on top of that eventually. IBM breaking out above the downtrend line a little bit today. Nvidia breaking out above the downtrend line. Let's get looking good for some little bit higher prices. Weatherford, keep an eye on Weatherford. It is nearing the downtrend line, so you could probably buy it over about $16.75 with some volume. So keep an eye on that. It looks like it's about ready to do that. XCC tried to break out, pulled back. I like this kind of a basing pattern, kind of the cup here with a little handle. So watch it over the high of about 64.25. You could jump on that for probably about a $4 to $5 move to the upside. And then the rest of these that we've already seen. BTU, still like it. Lots of volume. Very light volume on this pullback today, so they were not wanting to sell it. VMware, still holding up after it broke out. American Eagle, looks like it's in this triangle pattern, so watch for a breakout up here above the about 1850 or so area with some volume. Should have a nice move higher. Visa, near breakout, still looks fine. Jeffries, broke out, still holding out up right at the breakout. Cypress Semi, CY, looks like it's headed towards a breakout at the 1250. Skyworks peaked above its downtrend line yesterday, and volume is starting to kick in, so it's picking up some notice here to go higher. State Street held up after it broke out, still sitting right there, still looks fine. MRVL pulled back a little bit today, going sideways, but it's near breakout. ACN broke out, it is holding up, it's had a lot of volume behind that where it broke out. CETV, the Central European Media Enterprise, is still holding up very well. IP, still like it's holding up after the breakout. Morgan Stanley's holding up. You could buy it over today's high with volume or near that 30 if it goes back and retests that downtrend line. Still like the GNK, near breakout. Get it at about 22 with some volume. You could jump on that one. Little silver, EXK, I like it. Look at all this buying. Very, lighter volume on this pullback today, so they're not wanting to sell it either. APA, they thought they wanted to sell it, and then they run it all the way back up. Looks like kind of a dragonfly doji, which usually is generally bullish, and it goes higher. BVN, they bought it. You can tell they bought it here. It still looks fine. IPSU, consolidating after its breakout. I really like that one. It looks good. Nuance, still holding up. Still like it. And this TDS, as long as it can hold this uptrend line here, it looks fine. It's got the 30-day underneath it. All right. Let's take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point figure chart for the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P. Nothing's changed here. Same price objectives, same buys. No sense in really looking at them. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching InvestSharp's Daily Market Analysis.